The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you say how it is, it's so important. The papyrus, we're all so alive. The papyrus.
Welcome to the Papyrus TV Africa News Updates. First, the headlines. Labour Party rejects Peter Obi and Alex Otti's Caretaker Committee as illegal. NNPP accuses APC of interfering with opposition parties. Jonathan cautions judiciary over political rulings. Labour Party praises Sanwo-Olu for 85,000 naira minimum wage approval. NIHSA warns Riverbank residents to relocate amid critical flood levels. CBN Governor 6 weak naira as chance to boost exports. Federal government announces end to fuel and FX subsidies. The news in full. The Labour Party has declared the Caretaker Committee established by former presidential candidates Peter Obi and Governor Alex Otti as unlawful. According to National Publicity Secretary Obiora Ifo, the committee led by Nenadi Usman does not align with the party's constitution, Nigeria's constitution or electoral laws, describing the committee as a product of illegality. Ifo emphasized that the party does not recognize its legitimacy, viewing it as an attempt by certain leaders to usurp party authority. However, he ruled out any sanctions for Obi and Otti, attributing their involvement to misinformation and expressing confidence that they would soon rejoin the party's main fold. Ifo reiterated the party's commitment to inclusiveness, stating, "We need everyone in the party, we're not going to chase anyone away." He affirmed that Labour Party values Obi and Otti as key figures, committed to guiding them back to align with the party's ideology and objectives. Meanwhile, the national chairman of New Nigerian People's Party (NNPP), Ajuji Ahmed, has accused the All Progressive Congress (APC) of instigating crisis within opposition parties to weaken their structures ahead of the 2027 general election. Speaking at the campaign flag-off for the NNPP's Ondo State governorship candidate Olubenga Edema in Akure, Ahmed alleged that the APC has been meddling in the internal affairs of rival parties to retain power beyond 2027. Ahmed urged the ruling party to prepare for a power transition after President Bola Tinubu's administration and revealed that the NNPP is working with other opposition parties to form a strategic alliance for the 2027 polls. He expressed that the party's readiness to win the Ondo governorship election, calling on voters to support Edema. The APC is doing everything it can in order to win the 2027 general election. There is evidence everywhere that they are interfering with other parties, Ahmed stated. He encouraged opposition parties to maintain unity and remain a strong alternative to the APC before and after the upcoming elections. Similarly, former President Goodluck Jonathan has expressed concern over recent judicial pronouncements on political matters, warning that certain rulings could undermine Nigeria's democratic stability. Speaking at the 67th birthday party celebration of Professor Mike Ozekome in Abuja, Jonathan criticized the Supreme Court judgment allowing a ward chairman to suspend a political party's national chairman, attributing ongoing crisis in the People's Democratic Party and previous issues in the All Progressive Congress to this decision. Jonathan likened such judgments to turning a coin upside down, stating they could destabilize democracy by empowering subordinates to remove their superiors. "You cannot tell me that the head of a department can expel the vice-chancellor," he argued, calling on the Supreme Court to review the ruling to restore stability. His remarks came after he was brought to the podium by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who made Jonathan a co-chairman of the occasion. In more recent developments, organized labor has commended Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for approving a new 85,000 naira minimum wage for workers in Lagos State. Although unions initially hoped for 100,000 or more due to the high cost of living, they acknowledged the wage increase as a positive development. Sanwo-Olu announced the wage adjustment during the channel's television interview, stating that it reflects the state's financial capability. He noted Lagos' unique cost of living challenges, including transportation and housing, and expressed plans to potentially raise the minimum wage to 100,000 naira in the future to better support workers. Fumi Sesi, chairperson of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Lagos State Chapter, praised the decision as a timely response to economic pressures, while also calling for continued infrastructure improvement and safer waterways. Ishola Adejumo, chairman of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union of Nigeria, lauded Lagos as a pace-setting state, emphasizing that workers deserve better wages amid rising living costs. Additionally, the Nigeria Hydrological Service Agency (NIHSA) has issued an urgent alert for residents near the riverbanks along the River Benue Basin, urging them to relocate to safer areas. Continuous rainfall has caused water levels to reach critical flooding thresholds, raising concerns about potential disaster. NIHSA Director General Umar Mohammed reported that the water levels on both River Benue and River Niger are rising. While efforts are underway to manage flood waters at the Kenji and Jeba dams, the situation has been aggravated by the release of water from the Cameroon's Lagdo Dam, which has historically led to severe flooding in Nigeria. Additionally, a recent overflow at Alau Dam in Maiduguri, Borno State, has claimed over 30 lives and destroyed thousands of homes, with flooding incidents in 2022 resulting in 665 deaths and displacing more than 2 million people, and similar events in 2023 affecting over 159,000 individuals. This year's flooding have already impacted 1,048,312 people, leading to 259 fatalities. NIHSA urges Nigerians to cooperate with emergency agencies to mitigate the devastating effects and building resilience against frequent floods. Furthermore, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Olayemi Kadoso, has pointed out that the current weakness of the naira presents a key opportunity to increase the country's exports. He urged investors to explore the potential, emphasizing things are recalibrating in a certain direction. It's not perfect, but there are definitely opportunities for investment. Cardoso noted that the rising cost of imports, combined with a weaker naira, could be leveraged to enhance Nigeria's export activities, adding, as you export to other countries, there is a growing interest. Others are already doing it. He also agreed with the World Bank chief economist Indemit Gill on the need for Nigeria to maintain its economic reforms for the next 10 to 15 years for lasting transformation. Cardoso highlighted that institutions like the World Bank have recognized the CBN's reform efforts, clarifying policies we are implementing are setting Nigeria on the right path. The World Bank's latest Africa's Pulse report identified the naira as one of sub-Saharan Africa's worst-performing currencies in 2024, with a loss of about 43% of its value by August, driven by high demand for dollars and limited supply. Conclusively, the federal government has officially ended fuel and foreign exchange subsidies, marking the conclusion of policies that have long strained Nigeria's economy. The announcement came from Wale Edun, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, during the presentation of the Nigerian Development Update by the World Bank in Abuja on October 17th. Edun disclosed that the subsidies had cost over 10 trillion naira, equivalent to 5% of the country's GDP, emphasizing the heavy financial burden they imposed. He also unveiled a new government initiative focused on job creation through housing finance, featuring a mortgage scheme with near single-digit interest rates aimed at stimulating the construction sector. Central Bank Governor Olayemi Cardoso explained the rationale behind the recent 0.5% increase hike, noting it was influenced by inflation trends, and pledged that future policy decisions will be data-driven. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed voiced concerns over insufficient funds from the Federal Account Allocation Committee, which he said hampers infrastructure development in states. He highlighted the struggle to implement the new 70,000 naira minimum wage, acknowledging disparities among states' financial capabilities. Corporate leader Amal Hassan, CEO of Outsource Global, urged the government to create a more favorable environment for investors, while World Bank chief economist Indemit Gill called for stronger collaboration among Nigeria's economic institutions to advance reforms and growth. This has been the Papyrus TV Africa.
The papyrus.